that we need to bring parliament to the people. We're here today because we have a leader of parliament and a leadership of parliament that believe that we need to bring parliament to the people. We're here today because we have national officers in this party that believes we need to bring parliament to the people. So in this press conference, several issues and many issues will be highlighted. Issues bordering on the economy, issues bordering on crisis, governance crisis and economic crisis in the country will be addressed, as well as questions that the public will have for us. However, as I call this meeting to order, I have an obligation here to ensure that this press conference is moderated by somebody that is no stranger to the public, somebody that is no stranger to the international community or even to all Sierra Leoneans across this country. So it is my unique opportunity as we proceed and as we all have glued to your seats to introduce the person that will be taking us through this program, who is no other person but our National Publicity Secretary, Comrade Sidi Yaya Tunis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dr. Onfa Kurma. Deputy National Chairman Alhaji Dr. Usman Furi Ansane, our National Secretary General, members of the leadership of the party, as well as the leadership of the party in Parliament, comrades, all members of the 14th State, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As you've heard from Dr. Onfa Kurma, this is an inaugural press conference called by the members of Parliament through the party to update the general public on happenings in the party, activities in Parliament, and so many burning issues affecting the lives of the people of this country. As you all know, since the election in 2023, the party has gone through so many phases in dealing with different activities as they emerge. Just after the elections, we challenged the results and the outcome of the election, of course, and through that, we had a Bintumani conference which engaged us with the resolutions for national unity. Following that, we had a Tripartite committee set up, which is focused on electoral reforms and other issues. And from time to time, we have been updating the membership of the party and the general public on happenings in the Tripartite committee. That notwithstanding, activities have been happening in the party as well as in Parliament. And so, for those who have been asking what is the party doing or what is Parliament doing, this press conference is an opportunity for you to be abreast with happenings in Parliament and happenings in the party. Today, you will hear from our members of Parliament and you will hear from the leadership of the party as well as to how we have been addressing issues of national concerns and how we intend to continue to address issues of national concern. Monthly, you hear from our members of Parliament. But in addition to that, you will also... Having said that, let me take this opportunity again to welcome you all, members of the 14th State Civil Society, and members of diplomatic missions to this press conference. This morning, you will hear from our National Secretary General, who will give us updates as to happenings in the party or everything we need to know about activities in the party so far. We will also hear from the leader of the House of Parliament, our party leader in the House of Parliament, Honorable Abdul Kabo. We were supposed to have a member here from the Tripartite committee. I mean, even though we have been updating you on the Tripartite activities, but we know it is a committee in which everyone is eager to always hear developments as to how far they've gone and how much is left to be done. But unfortunately, we will not have someone today because they are busy with recruitment of, staff that are supposed to assist in completing their work. We'll also hear from our Deputy National Chairman, and then we will take questions from you members of the press. Having said that, it is now my singular honor to invite the National Secretary General, Comrade Lansana Dumbuya Esquire. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chunis. Indeed, today is the beginning of a journey not only in the life of the party but also in the life of the APC members of parliament, that is the APC parliamentary group or caucus in parliament. Today is the maiden beginning of series of press conferences that will be held. As today is the start, that is why we're having it here in our party offices. And the intention of the caucus is that they'll be moving around within Freetown and outside Freetown so that you will be abreast of what is going on. I think there is no other appropriate time than now. I'll be speaking on 5 points, but very briefly, 5 points. Firstly, I'll give you a summary of what has happened so far in the Tripartite committee, and also I believe you would want to hear from me on this. I'll be addressing the issue of readmitting members who left the party. All of them, not one person. I'll be addressing that very briefly. Thirdly, I will also talk about the party's position on the recent statement made by the president regarding the threats, and that is, if I can just put it briefly, the recent statement, that is the bullet for bullet statement. We'll make it just briefly, what's the party position regarding that? And we'll also talk briefly about frequent arrests against members of the party. And finally, I will also give you a summary of the registration process. A good number of you who are out there, members, continuing members of the party, and also those who want to come to the party, join the party, you are very much eager to know the processes and also when it's going to start. Now let me take you immediately to the Tripartite committee. We all know the history behind the formation of the Tripartite committee. It was as a result of the dissatisfaction of the APC party, and not only the party, but huge number of the populace of this country about the outcome of the 2023 June election. We felt that not only the party but even the international election observers, we have the local and international, they were also of the view that the tallying process was not done properly, and as a result, the results that came out never reflected what was supposed to have come out of the process. So, as a result of that, we withdrew our participation across the board, members of parliament, councillors, mayors. We withdrew our participation in governance. And as a result of that, the country was really bogged down to a standstill, and nothing much happened at the point at that time. And the government, realizing that they cannot move without the participation of the APC, decided that we should have a mediation effort, which eventually happened, and we went to Bintu Mani. And it was in that conference at Bintu Mani that the Tripartite committee was created, amongst other committees that were created. So far, I spoke to the co-chair, that is the APC head, who is no other person than Dr. Kefal Mara. I spoke to him, and he asked me to pass this on to you, that the Tripartite Committee, and indeed we also are aware of that, they worked relentlessly. They have gone a long way. It was a very difficult journey trying to put the TOR together, accepting the TOR from either side, but eventually it was agreed upon and both parties signed, and now they are in the process of implementing. They've started. As I'm speaking to you now, Dr. Kefal was supposed to be here today, but because they are working on some interviews with NCRA and PPRC and some other electoral bodies, he was unable to be here today, but they are trying to interview a good number of electoral bodies. And I think they're going to be doing that on to the end of this week. But nevertheless, we will be having a press conference in the next few days on the Tripartite Committee to abreast you of what has happened so far. Because we have also analyzed our own results. There is rumors out there that we do not have RF forms, we do not have results. But I think this is the appropriate time. We'll be analyzing our own results, which we have also decided to put forward to the committee, to the Tripartite Committee, to look at it, to look at the APC results, coupled back up with our RF forms, which we have. Because I've had a good number of people out there say that we do not have RF forms. We do have them. And so we'll be having a press conference where Dr. Kefal Mara and his team will lead us through what they have done so far and the present development. Now, immediately let me talk about the readmission of members into our party. We're all aware that in the process of any organization, institutions in the country or wherever you are, internationally, there comes a time when people leave that institution for one reason or the other. Whether you are asked out of the institution or you, by your own volition, leave the institution. So, in the convention which was held February last year, which ushered in a good number of us into the executive positions that we're holding now, it was agreed that all those members, irrespective of how you left the party, whether you were asked out or whether you left of your own volition, if you want to come back to the party, you are to be readmitted to the party in compliance with the 2022 APC Constitution. And I want to be clear on this. Let me be clear on this. The APC Constitution is very, very detailed and clear on how people who have been asked out of the party or who left the party who want to come back. The Constitution is clear. That is Article 10 of the APC Constitution. It's very clear that if you are coming back when you have left or when you've been asked out, you are to be readmitted. There is nothing in our Constitution about reinstatement, because we've had that talk. The social media is full with that kind of, back and forth, talking about readmission, reinstatement. It's good, well and good. If people want to give their own narrative, it's fine. But we have to know that from the party's position and from the constitution of the party, what we did when we asked the former president Sam Sumana, when we had the deliberation with him, the deliberation we had with him was for him to be readmitted to the party. It was clear, it was unambiguous, and there was no misinterpretation about that. Just want to clear that. And when we had that meeting, even though we had invited the former vice president, Honorable Sam Sumana, we also made it clear that that decision was not only for him alone. It was not only for him alone. It was for all of us who left the party wanting to come back, or who were asked out of the party and want to come back to the party. They will be readmitted and they will go through the necessary process. Now, in the past few days, we had from the president through a video that is circulating in the social media about a statement which we feel was really, really unfortunate. It was not a statement to have been made by a president, but nevertheless it has come from him, so it has come from the president. So therefore, as the opposition, we have to address whatever comes out of that statement. We feel that no president or no political party or no institution is supposed to make any statement threatening the citizen of this country. We're all aware that if anybody is involved in any criminal activities, the law will take its course. Nevertheless, if you feel that somebody is against you, you should not make threatening statements against that person. Because we have the law. There is law and order in Sierra Leone. You should go and report, or you bring that person to book, not to make a threat against that person, irrespective of your position, whether you're president, whether you're a minister, whether you are an ordinary citizen. The law applies to each and every one cut across the board. So we believe that the SLPP and the APC should be working together to unify this country and not to divide this country. And that is very, very key for the APC. Now, we also want to bring to the attention of the government and also the law enforcement officers and also to the general public that the APC is very, very dissatisfied with the way and manner in which the APC members, executive members, and also ordinary members are being arrested willy-nilly, simply because they are APC. That is the reason why they've been arrested. So we want to advise the government, we want to advise the law enforcement institution that for you to arrest somebody, there are rules and regulations. We have a procedure to do it. But we have noticed that in the past few months, people are arrested on baseless accusation or baseless complaint from SLPP executive members in their constituency. That will not lead us anywhere. If you receive a complaint, you look into it, assess it before you proceed to invite that person to the station. But you don't just invite the person, you keep him behind bars for several days, and then later on you realize that you do not have anything against him, and then you release him with no compensation. That is not how it works. So we want to advise that the APC will not tolerate that, the APC is not going to stand for that, and the APC will fight against any injustice or anything that go against the rule of law. Let me conclude by, because I'm sure the members of parliament, the parliamentary caucus, they are very, they are at an edge right now to say, Secretary General, we have a lot to talk, you know, you are just to only spice up things for us to come in and take the lead. So now, let me conclude with the registration process. It has been a difficult time. We left the convention, we've not been engaged in any registration process. That is not because the executive is negligent on that particular aspect, but it is just because we want to do things right. We don't want to begin and then we're bogged down and we're stuck and we create some serious obstacle along the way, and we stop and we are not able to do what we started. So we have looked at the process and we realized that we should inject some checks and balances into the registration process, which we have done. And because we have injected those checks and balances, we know that we have to go to people and explain to them, sensitize them about the new checks and balances, so that when we start, we will not have any problems. So in the next few days, maybe a week, but I don't think it should go beyond 2 weeks, we will, as Secretariat, be going around the different districts all over the country to explain the new process and how it works, and also how people are supposed to take it along. We want each and every one of us to cooperate with the process, because it will benefit not only the party but the members, each and every one of you. So we want you all to be aware that we'll be at your door. When I mean at your door, at your district, in the next few days, we'll be there so that we can give you all the details. Also, we will be putting out to members a kind of video educational process as to how it works, so that when you have it on your mobile, you will be able to follow the process and it will be smooth when we get going. So we want you to be patient with us, because most of you have been coming to the party office when we start registration, it's going to start. And also some people have been saying, well, if it does not start at this particular point in time, we're going to be disenfranchised, and all the rest of it, we're going to start very soon. And when we start, please, we want you to make use of that opportunity. And once you come in, it will be counted from the day in which your application comes in. So we don't want you to bother that much about that, because we still have time within that window of period which you are looking at in the Constitution. We will be able to inject the process and start the process. So I want to thank you very much for listening, and I also want to say to you that the leadership of the party, those of them that are not here, they've asked me to extend their gratitude to the parliamentary caucus, and to also let you know that they will also be addressing you in due course. But for now, I think the deputy chairman is here. I think even if the others are not here, when you hear from the deputy chairman, I think you are comforted. Because when it comes to knowing the nitty-gritties of what is to be known, of what is, what you're supposed to know, I think the Ambassador Alhaji Dr. Usman Fode Sanai will be able to give you all you need to know. And I was saying to Abu Kago before I end that Honorable Mufa, when he was introducing my deputy chairman, if he had missed any of the titles, it would have led into trouble not to, not to be awarded. So I want to thank you once more, and I pass on the mic to the National Publicity Secretary.
Thank you very much, our able MSG. Members of the Fourth Estate, you've heard from the National Secretary General of the APC. We call these press conferences because we want you to have factual information from the authentic source of the party. We all know that the social media is flooded with many different positions on issues, whether bordering on the party or issues bordering on the nation. Which is why it is very much important that when we attend these press conferences, we help the leadership of the party to disseminate the official position of the party on national issues and on party issues. You just heard from the National Secretary General. I hope he has cleared the air on some of the thorny issues that you've been hearing or you've been reading on social media. And we hope and pray that after today, you will help us disseminate the facts. We have a lot of opportunity today as members of the Fourth Estate to get more facts out. And I say this because this room is full of members of parliament from the opposition APC. After this press conference, I ask that you engage them in the form of interviews so that you'll be abreast with happenings in parliament and you will have more to put out to the public for the next 1 or 2 weeks, because we have the brains here. They are young, energetic, experienced statesmen and women. I have no doubt in them. They are competent enough. They are experienced enough to give you the facts. From their performance in parliament, we see that even though they are less in number, they are more competent than some of the people we hear from regularly. Ladies and gentlemen, Comrades all, may I have your attention, please? It is now time for me to bring you our members of parliament. Months ago, during an interview, I did say to you, the people of Sierra Leone, that the APC, this current APC, is one that is responsible and is one that will engage on national issues constructively and responsibly. And so far, I don't think we have fallen short in doing just that. Our representatives in Parliament have been excellent. The national executive of the party has been excellent in pursuing issues that will alleviate the sufferings of the people of Sierra Leone. In 2018, we were told
that the people of Sierra Leone are tired of buying a bag of rice at 200,000 euros. That price was so exorbitant that they could not afford it. We were promised lesser price, something lesser than 200,000. Today, many of us are buying a bag of rice at over 1 million euros. We don't know which one is more expensive, 200,000 or 1 million. We were told that we are paying a lot for energy, electricity. We were promised lesser tariff. But today we are paying 5 times more than what we paid in 2018. The same will go for fuel, petrol, from 6,000 a litre in 2018 to 30,000 a litre today. From free health care for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 5 in 2018 to unaffordable health care costs that we are grappling with as a nation. Our members of parliament have been fighting and advocating to ensure that these issues which are burning the people of Sierra Leone are addressed adequately by government. Sometimes debates of ayes or nays return to ayes return to nay. Sometimes civil debates saw emergence of police, OSDs in the well of parliament, kicking and booting members of parliament out. Yet, they've remained resolute, they've remained committed to fighting for the people of Sierra Leone. It is now my pleasure to call on the Deputy Leader of the House of Parliament, who will address us, and thereafter the Leader of the House of Parliament will give a statement. Honorable David Goodman, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. The Deputy Chairman, of our People's Congress Party, and our national officers, the leader of parliamentary, the vice parliamentary group, and team, colleague members of parliament, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, members of the press. I say good morning. Today is an inaugural meeting of the FPC Parliamentary Group press conference. And as a result, we don't intend to give details, just highlights. And my social assignment here by my leader is to brief you on current happenings in this 6th parliament. Current happenings, I categorize them into 2. The areas we are doing well and the areas that have challenges. In the first place, one of the procedures in Parliament is that every activity in Parliament is being pioneered by a committee called Business Committee. Business Committee determines what should be included on the agenda of Parliament, which we refer to as order paper. That Business Committee, at the start of this 6th Parliament, started very well. It started very well. The only concern is that lately, meeting of that Business Committee has been suspended in one way or the other. But it has not yet gone out of hands. So as a result, 2 days ago, I discussed the issue with my leader, and then we vowed to meet the leader of government business, who is the chairman of the business committee, to ensure full participation of all members of the business committee. So that area has not yet gone out of hands. For now, it's okay. And we cannot sit down until it goes very bad. So we engage the leader of government business as chairman of the business committee. In terms of enactment of bills, I must say that the relationship has been cordial so far. There's collaboration, there's consultation, and sometimes we agree to disagree. And that is part of parliamentary life. It is not unparliamentary. But so far on enactment of bills, it cannot be 100%, but it has been good so far. And I'm pleased to inform this House and members of the public, especially the press, that there's a very important bill before us right now, which is the criminal procedure bill. That criminal procedure bill touches and concerns every citizen and non-citizen resident in this country, and even outside. So as a result, even today, had it not been for this press conference, I would have been participating in that committee right now, because the bill had been committed under ISO 51 to the legislative committee, of which I'm a member, and it is not my wish to be absent. That there's a very important bill before us right now, which is the criminal procedure bill. That criminal procedure bill touches just one. I will tell you just one. One of those provisions, just one, is the provision for jury system. Jury system, we all know bills are proposals for the attention of Parliament. So it should stay. It should not be taken out of the Criminal Procedure Act at all, for so many reasons. So for information, it might be cut down from 12 to 10, but it will stay. But for a final decision to be taken, myself as member of the legislative committee, I need to be there. That's very key. We've passed other bills. Like yesterday, we passed the Industrial Relations Act. It's not yet an act, but it has gone through the third reading. So it's now to be sent to the president for his assent, and then it will become an act. It has very good provisions. And that will be good for the workforce of this country. Another event that took place in Parliament, which I'm really proud of, based on the proceedings, how things went about, is the election of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker. The election of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker, number one, the Constitution was strictly followed and adhered to. For the election of Speaker, if he fails to secure 2/3 majority, then there is room for 3 bites, 3 rounds. And then if he fails, based on the constitutional provision, the 4th round will now be simple majority. And with the blessing of the leadership of the parliamentary group and also the leadership of the party, I was nominated by the party to represent you as candidate for Speaker. It went on very well. You will really see democracy at play. And that is the first time after the 4th Parliament when I witnessed, I participated the election of Speaker and Deputy Speaker from start to finish. We participated fully and everything went on very well. I think it's a failure to our part. as members of the 6th Parliament. So now, for your information, we now have a new Speaker and a new Deputy Speaker, who we are both elected strictly on constitutional provisions and compliance. I'm also pleased to announce to you that to some extent, suspension of ISO 52 has been minimized. Because for me personally, I was never comfortable with suspension of ISO 52. Some of you would like to know what. Parliament is supposed to start proceedings at 10 sharp. So once you start later than 10, you need to suspend ISO 52 that requires you to start at 10. Failing to do so, all proceedings will be declared null and void. So by procedure, you have to suspend ISO 52. And that suspension ISO 52 has been crying foul for years. In fact, throughout the 5th Parliament. But for now, I'm pleased to announce to you that that one has been minimized. It has been minimized. Areas not too good. Areas not too good. Under ISO 19. By burning issues within the society, within the country, and then also identify the relevant ministry, department or agency that is charged with the responsibility of taking care of those issues. And if the member thinks those issues are not being addressed properly or timely, then you can stand on ISO 19 and invite the relevant minister or the relevant director or commissioner to explain to the House why things are going out of hand and what is their plan to ensure that there is total control. So for instance, the worker fine bosses that deliberately excludes registered vehicles, duly registered vehicles to ply the main road from bus station to Lumley, and then from BZ to Calabaton. As I speak to you, they are being excluded. No boda or keke or any other transport vehicle, even if you are duly registered to run as transport within those routes, they are being excluded. So we invited the minister. I announced to the House that I intend to invite the minister under ISO 19 to explain to this House why that decision. But at the end of the day, it never saw the light of day. We were never allowed. So that has not gone well. And there are so many other issues. For instance, the prolonged fuel crisis. You listen to PRA and the government side, they pull out precedents that there is fear. There is no cause for concern. There is no need to worry. But when you go to the filling station, the practice on the ground, there is no fear. There is no fear. So that is another provision, another instance where the members can invite the Minister of Trade and head of PRA to explain to the House. But we are never given that opportunity. And then, of course, this one was very disappointing because we did all we could to avoid what we are forced to. That is the interview and approval process of the ECSL commissioner for his reappointment to continue as commissioner for the Southern Province. Appointment or reappointment of any commissioner of ECSL based on section 32, subsection 3, you need to consult all registered political parties. Political parties.
Another morning again inside Riyadh. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again will go here today. But this be small country Riyadh. Anyway, before I go to the Wala now Riyadh, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside Riyadh. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again will go here today. But this be small country Riyadh. Anyway, before I go to the Wala now Riyadh, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join me on Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside Riyadh. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again will go here today. But this be small country Riyadh. Anyway, before I go to the Wala now Riyadh, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Affordable fare.
Yes,
At any time on demand.
some man really
On the
like
bad
for eat in
principles,
the
we
morning.
are here to highlight
Some people
those
say them
flaws
just like when
and
they eat
ensure
don't sleep.
they are nipped in the bud, especially for this constitutional review process. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Honorable Daniel Kurma. That was loaded. Members of the Fourth Estate, I hope we all listened carefully. There are some takeaways from clearly highlighted where they are doing well as far as constitutionality, procedural issues in Parliament are concerned, and where they still have challenges and they expect to improve. And it is very important to note this. You heard him talk about the election of the Speaker, how well the Constitution and the processes were strictly adhered to. It is important to note that that has always been our position, where the Constitution is strictly followed, where the procedures are respected, we will definitely have no chaos. And that is why the process of electing the Speaker of Parliament was not chaotic, because it was procedural, it was constitutional. So this goes to tell you, members of the Fourth Estate, that we in the APC, as long as the rule of law is respected, the Constitution is respected, and the procedures are followed, we will always adhere and support. But where we
see the attempt to flout constitutional procedures or to go against the rule of law or parliamentary procedures, we will stand by the people of Sierra Leone against such acts. I hope we got that clear, and I hope that will serve as a lesson to the ruling government to always respect the Constitution and adhere to constitutional provisions as how to rebuild this country so that every Sierra Leonean will feel that yes, indeed, they are living in a country that is affordable, a country that respects the rule of law, a country that provides justice for all Sierra Leoneans. Regardless of your tribe, your color, your situation, the country that guarantees quality education and quality health for its citizens, better lives and sanitation and water, will clearly come with our own ways of addressing those issues. Having said that, I'll now hand you over to the Deputy National Chairman, Alhaji Dr. Usman Fodeyan. To make a statement.
It is my pleasure to stand here on behalf of the chairman of our party, who is unavoidably absent, to address this very important press conference about what will follow the 19th of June report from this Tripartite committee. We know exactly why the Tripartite came in to being. We are aware of it, but some people are downplaying the role this Tripartite will play in taking corrective measures. We've been told by our opponents that they will never hand over power to us. This is undemocratic. Definitely repeat. This calls for nothing other than chaos. And to say bullet for bullet, where you have read our own reaction, which is not pugnacious as far as we are concerned. Commission of Inquiry said the APC had won this. What if they say so? What will they do? Let us understand the position we are in. Our people are worried, scared that after the 19th there is going to be chaos. We can assure our people that there will be no chaos. Our people say, one hand bangles no dey cause noise. It takes two to tango. We are not going to follow them. They've never won the majority in any election in this country. That is why they brought in the PR system. 2018, everybody knew what happened. We had 68 seats and they had 49 seats. If they had agreed for us to vote, what did they do? They brutalized our people, kicked them out of parliament, and they voted, illegally installing Abbas Muga as speaker, and then removing 10 of our members from parliament. This is what they had done with the PR system. It's a calculation they did. Okay, let's look at Koloko. Let's remove 3 seats also. Let's look at Karina. No, we will get 1 seat, they will get 4 seats. This is what they did all over the country. That is the danger of the PR system. The PR system is good in the hands of people who are democratic. In the hands of people who are democratic. All the undemocratic processes in the history of this country were started by the SFP. In 1971, they wanted the one-party system of government. We went to an election, at the end of which election, the people did not trust them, but they trusted the APC, and the APC created that situation. We became a republic and a one-party state because that was the mood in the whole of West Africa. Either there was a military regime, which is a one-party regime, or one-party civilian dictatorship, or those who pretended to be democratic with a few inaugurating parties in their countries. But what we are saying now is that the mood had changed for democracy since the 90s. And we are going to ensure that we follow due process in whatever we are doing. Deputy leader of our parliament had just said it. Because they went through due process, we accept it. The speaker and the deputy speaker. Why are they not prepared after our preamble has stated that as far as we are concerned, we do not trust Mr. Kone staying in power together with his commissioners while this investigation is ongoing. While this investigation is ongoing, they insisted he should be there. Kone has no business being there. Then they said we should go as far back as 2007, as far back as 2012, 2018. These three elections were concluded at the Supreme Court. So as far as we are concerned, they are done deals. But what do they want? As far as they are concerned, they've now called Mufali and others to testify before this committee. The EBMs, Elections Management Bodies, EMDs, we have problems with almost all of them, starting with ECSL, PPRC, NCRA, Statistics Sierra Leone, the police and ONS and the military. We have problems with all of them. But then, as far as they are concerned, these are the institutions. But we believe that these are the institutions that have been compromised. They have been bought over by the government. So whatever happens, they cannot stand the test of processing a democratic dispensation. The Tripartite will come out with their report. People are concerned as to how this report will be delivered. The process that is ongoing is going to be transparent. And interestingly, the man who conducted the 2018 election, Mfa, has said it. He said there is no secret in the election. The only thing that is secret is the ballot box. But these people are saying there are classified documents they don't want to give the committee at all. What is classified? We want to know the number of people you have employed. You say it's classified. And the regional spread. You say it's classified. What is classified in that? Let me assure you that at the end of the day, the people of Sierra Leone will appreciate the deliberations that are ongoing now with the Tripartite. So let us don't get panicky at all. We have received a lot of questions relating to our desire to open up and get our people who had left our party to come back. The National Secretary General has made it very clear. So as far as we are concerned, the door is open for readmission. The door is open for readmission. It is open for everybody who was affected by either expulsion or voluntary movement from the party. You are welcome to come back. Then we want to talk about hate speeches. It is one of the provisions in the 8-point resolution where we are expected, the APC and the SLPP, to come up with a definitive statement condemning hate speeches all over the country. We have sent the document to them. It has yet to be approved by them, because we talked about indiscriminate detention and arrest of people. They say they don't want it. But this is what is happening. You invite some important APC man to the CID, he spends 3 or 4 days, and then you release him. This is intimidation, so that nobody talks again about what they want to do. We are not prepared to set this country aflame at all. The APC is prepared to follow due process. We didn't go to war when we were deprived of the leadership of this country in 2023 at all. What we did was we stayed out. And when we stayed out, it became very important for us to meet with the SLPP. Why do we need third parties to come and mediate if we really follow the instrument, the sacred instrument called the Constitution of Sierra Leone? But when you want to manipulate your way into power, you disregard these documents. And somebody asked a question, why don't you follow the example of Senegal? When somebody answered the question, he said they had a judiciary that was prepared to say the truth. But if you don't have it here, you go out and demonstrate, you get killed, nothing will happen. Because those institutions are under the thumb of Madabio. This is the problem. This is the problem. That is the difference between us and Senegal. For people who say, oh, Senegal has done it. What happened in places like Tanzania, Malawi, etc., is as a result of institutions being the center of power and not individuals. Like Obama said, let us get strong institutions rather than strong men. And that is what we are going to put an end. Strong men. We want people who are controlled by the rule of law. And it is the rule of law that will save this country from the chaos that these people want to plunge us in. On that note, today is a meeting, a press conference by the parliamentary group. It is not the national party that is holding this trend. That is why we want to give the opportunity to the leader of the parliamentary group to deliver his message to you. We'll come back again if there are questions that need to be answered. On that note, let me welcome you and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Deputy National Chairman Alhaji Usman Bonayan Sané. I hope I'm correct. Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is now time for us to hear from the leader of the APC in the House of Parliament, Honorable Abdul Kago.
The National Commission Secretary, the Deputy Chairman of the party, the National Secretary General, the former Leader of Parliament who doubles as the running mate in the 2023 elections, all national officers, please at this juncture help me to put your hands together for members of Parliament present. I also want to recognize the presence of the diplomatic nations. We appreciate that you honor our invitations. The press, members from other political parties, and the leadership of Parliament. That is the leader, the deputy leader 1, deputy leader 2, the whip, deputy whip 1, deputy whip 2, the PRO, and the deputy PRO. Please help. Is the grassroots, and I want to talk to you. I want to seize this opportunity for member we comrades them we don't lost their life under the struggles. Let me get 1 minute silence for all we comrades them we don't lost their life under the struggle for democracy. Amen. Amen. Now let's take a seat. As similarly, one member will comrades them where they go through court actions like the organizing secretary, the comrade by Mahmoud, on a law member and law keep in with prayers. If things were normal, if we're not there with we, Lord will not forget our law keep in with prayers. We decide as members of parliament for come with this press conference for address some of the common issues where we people let the face in this country. We in an opposition, we suppose to raise we voice on anything where we feel say not able correct. This country no belong to anybody. It belongs to all Sierra Leoneans. So we don't want let any set of Sierra Leoneans feel say now they get this country and they for manage this country how they want and nobody no will raise their voice against them. So we call this press conference for make sure say we raise with voice on certain things the way they affect the grassroots now this country. The people learn. SLPP come into government in 2018. And when they come, they promise me certain things there. They say, when they come in April 2018, in April, the inflation rate now be 15.4%. And then tell we say, they will reduce them to single digits. As at the talk in March this year, inflation rate now 41.6%, we are the highest ever this country don't ever witness. We the opposition supposed to set remote in this kind of situation? No. Now that make we decide say we for talk. And in subsequent press conferences, we dey come with specialists them we go advise government how they dey control the inflation rate. As far as now is concerned, I want to tell una say every figure wey I dey read na today, I dey produce the source to them figures today. And wetin I just don give una na from statistics Sierra Leone, na then na the source for the inflation rate. If you do comparative analysis with other countries like Liberia, like Guinea, their young inflation rate considerably low compared to Sierra Leone. Waiting wrong with we? Why we inflation rate so high? Why people have for they buy one bag rice close to 1 million? Some bag of rice they weigh over 1 million. When SLPP Canapa, the one bag rice now be 200,000, and now over 1 million. We the opposition. We for be quiet about that? No. The people that now we they depend on. Now we for be their voice. And now we for hold government accountable for the things that we expect the government for do, where government not do. So in the subsequent press conferences, where we they constitute panels of professionals, they get for the angle how this government, because from all indication, this government don't lose ideas. They don't lose ideas. So we therefore the county professionals them, we will help them on how for control the economy. In April 2018, the exchange rate now been 760,000 old euros for $100 in April 2018, when we made the hand over par. But as at now, the exchange rate now 2,260,000. No at the count. Remember, I tell you, I say all the figures they were they read and they quote the source. And because I don't want that anybody challenge the figures, and they refer them to the source. And the 2,260,000 news, the source now BSL, Bank of Zambia. But me and you know say when you go black market, the figures are different. Me and you as opposition, we for set months for this kind of exchange rate? No. So we therefore come with professionals them for let them can help as to how we be the manager effectively. Because we take them from 350,000 euros in 2007 and we go with them to 760,000 euros in 2018. So for 10 years, the exchange rate only go up by a little bit over 400,000 euros. Now for just 6 years, the exchange rate don't go up by over 1 million euros, close to 2 million euros. You see? And also we worried because APC win a government in waiting. I answer they say we are the alternative government. We no one can talk country with everything don't destroy. So we dey begin raise with voice now and all governments accountable for most of the things the way that they do. In 2014, when APC been in power, the external debt we meet, the debt we meet, now be 7.9 trillion in 2014. In fact, in 2007, when we just came to power, we meet 2.5 trillion as with external debt. In 2014, it goes 7.9 trillion. In 2015, it goes 10 trillion. In 2016, when we began a power, it goes 12.9 trillion. In 2017, it goes 14.9 trillion. So if you reason with me, the increment in external debt being just sequential. Now something like 2 trillion, 9 in the add. 2 or less than 2 trillion, 9 in the add. In 2018, we get external debt of 17.8 trillion. In 2019, under SNPP, from 17.8 trillion, they go to 29.4 trillion, 21.4 trillion. In 2019, it go to 21.4 trillion. In 2020, it go to 27.1 trillion. In 2021, it go to 31.6 trillion. In 2022, it go to 47.5 trillion. In 2023, it don't go to 54.1 trillion. Now we therefore pay that debt day as a country. As opposition, we for just see the government they trust money. Not all level left we as a country. So as members of parliament, we decide to we come with experts there for let them can help government on how for reduce debt. When SLPP been there in opposition, one of the things that where they criticize and where they say where they can handle na the wage bill. When SLPP been there in opposition, we wage bill na be 1.9 trillion. That 1.9 trillion, they criticize them. They say na boku money. APC they waste money for pay salaries, and APC not able to control the wage bill. But let me go to the wage bill. In fact, this figure I give for the debt, the source, na Ministry of Finance, na the source. So I want anybody in a SLPP for challenge with figures. Yeah. Now let's go to the wage bill. The wage bill where SLPP criticize now be 1.9 trillion. When they come 2019, instead of them maintain that 1.9 trillion or they reduce it as they promised, in 2019 the wage bill go to 2.4 trillion. In 2020 it go to 3.1 trillion. In 2021 it go to 3.7 trillion. In 2022 it go to 4.2 trillion. In 2023 it go to 5.4 trillion. And now they don't project 2024 for the 6.5 trillion. So you condemn 1.9 trillion and you dey talk for 6.5 trillion. You solve the problem No. You solve the problem? No. We for sit down as opposition, we follow and we follow foot to country they go behind? No. We for sit down, we follow and we follow foot to country they go behind? Now that make we, the members of parliament then, decide for host this press conference. And most of them only they have, not to increment of salaries the number. Now the creation of more unnecessary offices then, for please the henchmen, the people that will support them during elections. And this also now from the Ministry of Finance. The cash loss, the money they way they lost now this country. Remember when SLPP been just kind of power 2018, they arrest most of the APC stalwarts there. They say because they go into the audit report, they name them, mention they say they no account, they not do this, they not do this. So APC people them as you want talk against SLPP, then they invite you na ACC, they invite you na CID, they lock you up. Let us go through the cash loss wey make we don't need for settlement as opposition any longer than this country. When SLPP come, they meet 2018, 2017, now go to 2014. 2014, the cash loss now be 104 billion. 2015 now be 65 billion. 2016 now be 75.5 billion. 2017 now be 2016 now be 75.5 billion. 2017 now be 37.2 billion. 2018 when SLPP began now be 140.9 billion. 2019 now be 177.6 billion. Even when you combine wetin APC lost in 5 years, just wetin they lost in 1 year, it beats that 5 years the wetin APC lost. Yeah? 2020, they lost 153.9 billion. In 2021, they lost 187.3 billion. In 2022, now the highest loss we don't ever experience as a nation, when at 325 billion. Them money they are what we dey loss. Una don't ever hear me say that they call the one they way in the government for go answer na ACC. Una they ever hear me say they don't hold them for go reform money na ACC. Not to opposition, they don't want them in the call for go answer. Now that way opposition they don't do. ACC not already don't almost useless. Una see that they do anything again for all people the way they make government when they know they account for government money. With the opposition, before be quiet under this circumstance. The money where they lost, so we come not so we get for carry rebuild the country back. We saw we get for pull money for rebuild the country, not so that we for monitor them. Now that make the members of parliament they say that they can be professionals them for can look at waiting they happen now and for provide alternative solution to waiting they happen. Now, on a member say one of the other critical things that we will do. Now where would they go to now the electricity? When APC been there, the capital city when they get sufficient electricity. I'm not going to say 24 hours electricity, but electricity not so been complained again for the capital city. When they get with district headquarters towns then, when they self mean they get electricity. APC government buy machine for district headquarters towns then, where they mean they use for get electricity. And now, let us take una through. This way I just log it to resource now the audit report. So anybody who want to contend with me, let it go now the audit report. In December 2020, through EDSA, this government go take a loan of $7 million na GT Bank, December 2020. And the duration of the loan na been 12 months. What did they take the loan for? They say now for can help solve the electricity problem for pay car power ship. Money when they take when na $7 million for 12 months with an interest of 25%. Up till 2023 December, they no pay nothing yet for that money. Up till 2023 December, they no pay nothing yet. And also, ETSA no stop there. In July 2021, ETSA go for 30 billion loan na GT Bank. And that 30 billion loan, they say that they pay out within 30 months with an interest of 18%. As they talk so, as recent as December 2023, they still owe 3.7 billion when they not completed for pay per that loan deal. ETSA also go to UBA Bank. Then take money in August 2021. And the money where they go loan they na 55 billion. They say also now for 30 months with 20% interest. Up till now, then for pay 11.6 billion per that money. As opposition, we for just sit down, we dey watch them for do wetin they want do now. We country. We na an alternative voice. The people that depend on we. Now we for all government accountable. Now that make the members of parliament then come together, seek the blessings of the big one and the party for the question government per everything. Una remember say recently, ETSA put a notice where they say churches them, they say mosques them, they say MDAs them, all them money, right? We all see the notice there. You know why make them stop and they? Because most of the people then have been paid meter than they use now. Either they used to be paid, no they owe debt. You understand? But when you check the debt when they now the car power ship, when at $27 million, you know they compare that with that money where they publish. So I let them pay that money the way they publish. They not they even shake the debt to get for pay car power ship. Who side the money go? Where NPA they make? Who side the money go? Then una just permit me small. For tell una say in 2018, before APC they left, 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, it dey cost 560 news. All news, 560 news, 1 kilowatt hour. So then tell them day, if you buy 30,000 top up, you dey almost get something like double, up to 50 units or close to 60 units. You dey get double. But as I speak now, wetin this government do? When this government come into power, they go negotiate with the car power ship. APC mean they pay for 1 kilowatt hour, APC mean they pay 19 cents. When this government come, they go say 19 cents for cool. Now we go talk, let them reduce the amount where APC they pay. So every 2 years, then they save $18 million. So if government go negotiate and then they save $18 million, what me you expect? Then for reduce the tariff and make them cheap because then they save money now. Instead, government come, they increase the tariff from 560 euros all load, they make them 1,400 euros all load. So over 200% increment na in government make na the tariff. And una know wetin? As I dey talk now, where you buy 100 euros top up, then he either give 20 units. When you buy 200,000 euros, we get members of parliament the way by different top up them. Then when we do our own calculation from that random survey, it proves say for 1 kilowatt hour, people in they pay over 6,000 euros now. Think what will they pay for 556,000 euros. So if you make electricity charge extremely difficult, extremely high, you for make electricity available for your citizens then. True or false? So now, in subsequent press conferences, we get for the expert panelists then. Some way don't serve as Minister of Energy, some way don't serve as the Ministry of Energy. We can help this government as to how we be the getter, right? We cap our ship, normally the hot machine, na salon for make let them pay them. And also, we ask ourselves say, why CLSG also we government owe them a very high amount of money? Why they owe them a very high amount of money? And part of that, we will get local electricities then what we they produce as a nation. One way when we they get electricity now through ADAX. Now through ADAX. Waiting at the status of ADAX. Anybody now sabi the status of ADAX? No. So we they call on government for make sure say they reactivate ADAX, for make sure say the electricity supply in this country it increase. And also na Moyamba, I remember say the president go na Moyamba, they go do a ceremonial light of generator on, and then put the light on the 18th of July 2023. Interestingly, as the president they left Moyamba, now then the lights go off. From when it go off on the 18th of July 2023 up till now, Moyamba don't see lighting. As opposition, we for quiet under this circumstance, we for set remote under this circumstance, we country deserve better. And that better, the winning opposition ready for provider for this nation through the ballot box. But in as much as we not come through the ballot box, you understand, until we get the recommendation of the Tripartite committee, we still no one left in the country carelessly in the hands of SLPP for let them do anything with they want to do in this country. At the roundup, we see under education. Now this system, as he said, people like they call them gate man, they way no one they go school. They say go sit to us. And the gate man they come with A1 per month. They come with A1 per month. The government they glad it back. Hey, we begin and they pass us now. Then they pass us now. In fact, most of the responsible universities them, they don't introduce entrance exams. And most of the ones where they get A1 per all the subjects there, when you put them under entrance exam, they will add the pass. That shows how we education don't go PL. And also, according to the Ministry of Education, they tell me say over 10,000 begin their way for seats. This was wait for determine the future. They don't able to sit down. Government deprive them not for sit down. So we as opposition, we for set remote in their circumstances the day. Now that make I want to seize this opportunity for specially commend. We astute whip of the opposition. When Honorable Abdul Karim Kamara, Honorable AKK, we champion that festival. In all the media houses there, they champion the festival. So I want to recognize them for that. And also, we get for call experts them for let them come watch on the pricing formula for fear. Because the way we fear Dia na salon, this is not the first time fear the Dia na salon pass the way we Dia na Guinea. Now Guinea people let they come for come buy fear na salon. Waiting go wrong, waiting happen. So then serve them for can help me for throw light on this. On all members said today, weekend and midnight, we get free calls to walk in 2 we mobile phone. 2 of us. 2 of votes. We normally they get free calls then. Now do they get free calls? That's how now waiting happen. For any 1 minute call when you make, government they take 30%. Then the mobile company they take 70%. So the mobile company then tell government say for weekend, then people they not keep paying a free call we give them. So una bear on 30%, we they bear on 70%. Let the people get free call. Government say no. If una want, una not take una 70%, but we with 30%, una give it. So the mobile companies we are forced not for give free calls again every weekend and every week midnight, and they charge them because they send them for pay government for them free calls in the week. Una get for them more. This not just tip of the iceberg. Una get for them more. We get for get experienced panelists them. We get for can look at the issues them. And this I want to make a categorically clear say not all APC people they know una get for the Senate panel. Una get for the see peace loving Sierra Leoneans them. Some are professionals them. Some they know the political party. Some they neutral but they get the idea as to how we move this country before. We get for the interview them for can tap on the experience on how we go move this country before. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the issues that we will get for the experts during the press conferences then. Today we not get for get a panel. Today not just the statements then. But the next month, we get for get a fully constituted panel. We get for address most of the problems that we will face. So before I hand over the mic, I want to seize this opportunity for thank members of parliament who don't give me them full support and they don't give the entire team them full support for support this process. Let God bless them. All the money what we use for organize this, now members of parliament and they contribute this money because they self care about how the people they do. They self care why make that man where they father in order they get light. They self care why make that man where they careful up in order they get light. They self care for make sure they like the every side. So that they self put them on it. I'm not going to hand over this mic if I'm not expressed with profound thanks and appreciation to somebody where we go to parliament, he give me the necessary grooming what we need. It makes sure say intuitionally when we go to parliament for snap and talk we not be sappy. But honorable check no Ramadan who invest for ensure say intuitionally for ensure say he put me in position say no una get for argue this una get for argue this una get for argue this because most times na me una me dey see na radio stations. Now me they address radio stations. And most of them tell them that if I want to go to any radio station, I can seeking advice, say waiting for go talk, waiting for say, waiting for do. But again now make it very clear that this set of leadership now an independent leadership where not be remote controlled by nobody. Only the party now we they listen to. So nobody individually, not a remote controlling position or decisions that this leadership they make in a parliament. I want them to yes, I want them to know that very clearly. And like I will say, we will always be a subordinate to the party. In no uncertain time, we no will ever equate with position to the party in position. Because if follow within a parliament, not the party, now make within a parliament. And I want to see this opportunity for tell the party, plenty thank you for the set of members of parliament where the party give you. And they tell you, in all the debates then, when we don't hold the parliament, our members of parliament are just too phenomenal. Sometimes they be when are the leader, and they collect the debate, and they are the debate. To the extent that we were the front bench, Honorable Aruna Koma, Honorable AKK, Honorable Daniel Koma, me, Honorable Catherine Zainab Tayawali, Honorable Kemoko. Sometimes they will be the catch myself, but the law will title them over their way. So sometimes they force me for go the extra mile. We appreciate una, we love una continue for love una people there. This parliament now they usher in APC, now governance in Jesus' name.
Wow. Thank you very much. I mean, Members of the Fourth Estate, will have been the yarn for Yeri from APC. Una don't they see. Una don't know what it mean. Forget people who know what they do and we sabi but governance. Honorable Abukabo don't give detailed analysis on several issues where they bother we in this country so clearly that I don't need for say much anymore. But one particular line where they say I want for rephrase and small, where they say from all indications it look like the government don't lost idea. Well, I want to rephrase and say from all indications the government don't get idea. And literature they get. Boku literature, they don't get idea. Having said that, we now get for take questions. Let us not bring parables. Let us not get double-barreled questions. Let us be as clear with questions as possible. Like I said earlier, if you're not able to ask me a question now, we get all the MPs that I have. When I can interview them after the press conference. We get the national executive Naya, when I can interview me after the press conference. So if we're not able to ask a question Naya, when I can do interviews. So we now go start. When you grab, say your name, the media house where you work for, and you direct the question. Please, no preambles. No, try as much as we can for avoid double-barreled questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am Mr. Manchalo, reporter for Excel Times newspaper in magazine. I just have a few questions. The first question I asked, because it's now parliamentary something when I organize them, I'll start with the parliamentary question. Honorable Darren Krumah talk about standing orders 19, not too active. So what about SO23? Because most of the way Parliament bill on, members of Parliament can stand under SO23 for his personal issues.
Hold on. Comrade Saul, Unana the back, the press conference not done yet. Within a very important part of now, then they ask questions. And the panelists, they want for hearing the questions so they will able to answer. We are the back, we are the corridors, please. Let's be patient. Thank you.
So, as I was asking, SO19 is not too active or is not too good according to Honorable Darren Krumah. What about SO23? Because many of times members of Parliament, including from your party, do stand on SO23. Most of the issues, has those been issues been responded to or adhered to by Parliament? That's my first question. Secondly, Usman Fodi and Sanesi, the party did not trust any of the electoral bodies, including security sector. And before that, the SGC, as a party, they will support the government towards national interest, peace and unity. How can that be done where you don't trust any of the security sector? Because talking about law and peace, I think security sector has a greater role to play. I have 5, but I'll take the last one. I'll just take the last one, please. The last one has to do with the statement made by the president. On yesterday's press conference, the Deputy Minister of Information and Civic Education, I quote him, I saw the press release from the opposition, and if I were to mark their paper, they would have failed terribly, end of quote. My question is, because he's saying the statement was not in any way horrible that causes threat to national security. As a party, how concerned are you? Because according to the president, he was referring to those intending to create mayhem, not to create any coup against his government. And your party is not in any way the support of Cook according to you. Thank you.
For future questions, no double barrel. I was very clear on that. Please.
Yes, Second, you talk say you are there for checks and balances and the registration of membership. I want to let you really clarify for me what you mean, say, checks and balances. And Satsumana is the admission. Now, ordinary member or he gets a position back in party. Thank you.
The nomenclature John Kelly Mara, we vote for the deep break of this paper. And now we are able to we have the Sierra Leone, why are that? No tobacco. And according to Tiola, we say voting for the federal abiding by the Tripartite laws and regulation. Now, if you need to re-election, we are going to Tiola to see federal for abide by now. If federal abide to the re-election, what thing the party will do? And also, the say, like Supreme Court, only then the right will call election according to Dr. Garama. What thing party will do if you need to re-election? Because the TOR on top of the condition will accept that. If you need to re-election, what thing our party will do? Thank you.
Thank you very much. This question for Honorable Daniel Kuruma. You mentioned, say, doing your statement, say, during the election of speakership, you have followed the constitution. Well, I take you back. Before the election, section 159(1) of the 1991 constitution make it clear, see, before the speaker or in deputy they resign, they will address the letter to parliament and not to the president. But in this case, Dr. Abbas Bunu addressed the letter to the president and not the parliament, not parliament. So for me, for you for can't come now, talk still and follow the constitution. I want to let you make for that clarification. Maybe I start to be corrected whether you went back and did the right thing or you went as it was planned in parliament. Thank you.
Please let us get some decorum for everyone to understand what is happening. Do you una shake, distribute water in a very
When they distribute the water, now be quiet.
Yeah.
When they distribute the water, now quiet.
All right. Now I respond to, I think it is Samuel Jaro, Sulaiman Jaro, S. Jaro. He asked the question, say, we say we're ready for support government and national unity and for bring the country together rather than creating division, because that really intends that we don't want the country to be divided and we're ready for whoever for bring the country together. And he said, since we say we don't trust them, how we go do that? Let me say this. No matter what happen, now any country, you get the government and the opposition at a point in time, irrespective of the situation, whatever the elections, as real case, the election, troubling elections, and the way of the ballot and the way of announcements of election we still reject. Irrespective of that, there is still a position where you have a government and the opposition. No matter how you do one, no matter how you turn out, at some point in time you have to work together, even in the midst of distrust. Even in the midst of distrust, you have to ensure that, because you see, in the midst of this trust, there are many other things that you may agree on when you get to work together in the interest of the country. Because as a responsible opposition, you not go say, because I don't agree on this issue, therefore I don't talk at all, and then you allow the country to suffer. So in the interest of the people of this country, where we all agree, and I think bringing national unity, we all agree on that. We may disagree on many issues. Governance, like waiting the leader of parliament don't talk, and waiting with deputy chairman don't talk, and many other issues we may disagree. But issues we agree on, in the interest of the country, we will work with them. So that's not the answer to that question. And also, you say the minister say he will fail the APC on the press release because waiting the president they talk, not showing what they say, na the press release. You are a journalist, and there are many other journalists here. You expect the minister to say otherwise? I don't expect them to say otherwise, because when things hit you, you can only reply and say something not be what you think said the thing really hit you. And I think the hit is on them. As a government, you are in a position where you have to be responsible enough for what you they say, your actions, and what you they do. You get to be very careful. And that statement, the entire world over, when it is analyzed, when they analyze them, anybody will analyze them will tell you, say, it is unfortunate the president not to make that statement. Every other person, every independent person will say that. So forget the minister, he can say what he had. He is in a paycheck of the president. And that is what he does, to make sure that the president is happy. I am not here to make the president happy. I'm here to make the people of this country happy. To make sure that we put this country in the right footing. And another question from one of our colleagues, where they talk about the former vice president's position as to how he come back with the party. You say if he come back as ordinary member, or he can't take position or this, that. Let me be clear. Former Vice President Sam Sumana was a former Vice President in the APC. He owned a very senior position. For some reason, he was asked out of the party. He went, formed his own party, contested under that party against the APC, and now for some reason, he wants to come back to the APC. Because he realized the APC is the only genuine political party we want to see this country develop. And I applaud him for that, for coming back. However, the issue of Sam Sumana in come one back to the party is not in my hands. Una know that you there? Say I'm back. Say I'm out. It is in the hands of the constitution of the APC. The APC constitution say under Article 10, whenever somebody don't ask you out of the party or you don't left, when they come back, you have to be readmitted. That is the word that the constitution used. Readmitted. And he also go further say readmitted subject to paragraph 2 of the constitution. And what is paragraph 2 of the constitution? Paragraph 2 of the constitution is coming into the party fresh, new membership. That is, it is not me, it is this paragraph 10 will say you readmitted subject to paragraph 2. But we don't want to go into all the nomenclature and all the rest of it. The one thing when we can say to
this day, I think say the entire party leadership and the people, they agree on one thing. All man agree say the former Vice President Sam Sumana for come back if he want for come and the party. Everybody agree on that. Everybody agree on that. However, if he come back, we don't want for fetch with people with constitution. Let we do things right. Let we do things right. It may not be good for you when things are done right. But eventually, there will come a time when you will say, let we go by the constitution. And that is what we all for live by. We all for live by the constitution. We live by the APC constitution and we survive by the APC constitution. We go get position by the APC constitution and also we go make sure say we all come together as one by the APC constitution. Now the last point is on the issue of calling for re-election. You say if they not call for re-election, what the party go do? They don't tell when the party get this position, and that's na my own position. I don't see anybody not shifted for one position there. For me, for now, because I don't want for them with the tango, because they say it takes two to tango. For them we don't effect back and forth. The issue of rerun, me as Secretary General and we the APC, I don't want them to talk about that. Similarly so, I don't want the government to talk say there will be no rerun. Because we all the wait for waiting, we all the wait for. Now waiting we the wait for. And waiting we all say. We dey wait for the report of the Tripartite committee. Waiting come out today. Now we dey all. And we dey all and triangle one like cotton tree where breeze not dey blow. So therefore for now, let we all be patient. Let we all be patient until the Tripartite committee give you what we want. Waiting Tripartite committee give you, let we for non let we make sure say we carry on to the letter. And when we carry on to the letter, nobody will not afraid for implement waiting, because the agreement we'll get is say everything when we don't say na the agreement, we don't try to say na the agreement. When they do it is implementable. So we expect say it is actionable and implementable. So we hope say the government not go shy away from that. And we the APC, we go make sure say we dey behind the neck to make sure say they don't move 1 inch until we implement an action or waiting we don't say na the agreement. So I thank you all.
Somebody say me talk about lack of trust in the security sector. I think that is very, very important. In fact, if I will refer you to the EU report in 2020. You see, from the observation where they don't get at the whole country, it named the ECSL, it named the PPRC, it named the police, it named the judiciary as people not get trust funded. And a government where they say one thing, they do another. Can you trust that government? You see, plenty things don't happen if the institutions here, they will maintain the neutrality. Then can you go, you know, they wait from instructions from above. They would have done their very best to help this country go before. So we not go able to trust an institution where no they abide by what they say and what are the ethics we establish them as an institution for safeguard the lives of our people. We don't trust them. That is the position that they want that.
Thank you very much. Somebody asked a question around the resignation of the speaker. waiting the first do now, the notice is sent to the president. The resignation letter came to the clerk, and on the day before they elect the new speaker, they will read them for the underreading at the well. We go through the process, we follow it in the constituency step by step. Let me also use this platform for also ask that Parliament is an open place where anybody can go, and most times we can make the other people very much available. If there is an interest you think so you want follow the Parliament, we also ask comrades and the Fourth Estate for the come na Parliament, because one of the things what they say, most of the issues the way that highlights now issues that we don't present in Parliament over and over and over again. But we when I champion the education issue, I tell you that way come on Nigeria. I say one of the things I learned from the media and alone. APC is really a blessed party. There are certain things we want to take. Media houses they call it, they say we want interview. Later they say we are sorry, we cannot go ahead with this interview. So we ask again that the media be open up for we the opposition, they will get a better platform for express we issues them. We want to talk to the media, but sometimes depending on the issue, the media is closed. You talk about SO19 and SO23. SO23 are issues where they deal with the MP in personal explanations. Yes, MPs they can use them for express issues of national concern, but they are limited. But in SO19, now they do what we call question time, in which we call the minister for Ghana Parliament. From the last Parliament, where they procure the first school bus them, where Honorable Salim OCC from Bombali writes a question where the Minister of Transport for can explain what now the cost of the bus them at the time. 20 years done so they have not come. And if you continue to deprive the minister the opportunity for the minister they can the well for can explain to the people's representative, you stifle the democratic rights of the people for get right information. And we can only do this when we open up and ensure say we implement SO19 to the fullest, then people will get more information as the day. When you go SO23, most times the tradition is that they refer you to the chairman of the committee for investigate. That one they only bring we most times they require the result for the people they get. As we see on SO today, yesterday again, the Honorable Aruna Koloma raised an issue around the licensing of vehicles. The cost where they take now and the cost where Parliament approve. They're not going to right for increase the price without going to Parliament. But as many of you they are so now, they are violating the constitutions of this state, and the act will make provision for that institution day. And we don't call for let the minister come. If we not come and explain to me in the Parliament, we're not going to give that information. And that is why this press conference is very much essential. For let we continue and for let we also continue for the following on this press conference, because we have to deal with issues where they're not create the platform for let we go in depth way. I am sure this is an alternative voice to governance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable. We'll take the last set of questions. Then any other one, you can do interview with the parliamentarians. Final sets.
Thank you, Paul. Mina Hassan Koma from Liberty TV. I'm pretty sure the press conferences for led the APC parliamentarians and giving updates about what will happen at Parliament. I'm going in depth into the party's affairs. My own question therefore do with the decision when they come out with regards to the toll gates, because we all know say the toll gates now issue will affect a lot of people now the country. So how best that decision they come out from the position on accepting the agreement of do with an increment on the prices then at the toll gates.
Thank you so much. Firstly, I want to register my sincere appreciation to we parliamentarians for this landmark particular event when they don't start at the APC. This is phenomenal, and we want to give them the last of with appreciation. We thank you so much. But however, quickly, this will go to Honorable Daniel Kuruma, the Deputy Leader. Kindly please, when we ratify the the Criminal Procedure Act 2024, please pay special attention to the interpretation section and the definition of marriage. Please note that one down. I get keen attention in that area. See how they interpret marriage in this particular provision. To me, as a lawyer, it provoked a different interpretation for me. See exactly what it say with regards to the provision. It said, A4. It says, the registration of customary marriages and divorces Act 2009 or any other rules of customary law enforced in Studio. Now go B. It says, those persons entered into and subsisting between persons. But however, see what the defined marriage is. They say marriage is defined here, meaning a marriage between two persons. Two persons can be man and man. It can be woman and woman. There is no gender sensitivity in this definition. However, that will provoke a situation where we see man and man are married and say we are married. I want you, the lawmakers, to pay keen attention to that area. Because the definition here is not gender sensitive. It says, marriage means a marriage between two persons, celebrated and recognized as valid under A, or 1, the Christian Marriages Act of 95, B, the Muslim Marriages Act of 96, C, the Civil Marriages Act of 97, and 4, but my key area of interest is B1, professing a recognized religion. What about the two people who say man and man will say our religion is gayism? Please, with keen attention, please let's pay keen attention to that one as we're discussing this in Parliament. Thank you so much.
My name is Mande Mansaye at the Woke Nigerian Democracy. And basically, when I talk about membership, the one them where the party they accept. So I want to know when the membership they take effect. Now from the time of the National Delegates Conference, where una be accepted on the day where they register, where they complete the process as the day when they complete the process, and then that 10 day the membership on the time where the National Delegates Conference we actually accept them for being members like the APC.
Hello, good afternoon to this house. Me and my so-called I didn't want to be English. The question I asked, one person that is capacity to reach two banks can talk once. So the case the work make the one who the bank where you live for what is my son decide? What is the party do towards that? And we like strap na good news once. Okay, my good party is capitalized by Jesus. That's all.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We don't come to the end of the questions. We want to appeal for making the panelists then stick to the issues whilst we take note of the other issue. Then subsequently we will respond to the others. But please, we appeal for the panelists. Let's stick to the issues. Then the other questions that will come, they will answer them moving forward. Thank you.
Yes. This the question from Mangi, Alassane Kuruma. Somebody else will go answer your question. Mange, that is the membership. You say the one that when they accept, when the membership they take effect. One for know when the membership they take effect. Whether they take effect from the date of the convention, when the convention make the pronouncement, or whether now the one day will be expelled from the party. I hope you understand. I just want to be clear. Let people that don't come, new member come and say, oh, now from that needs to. You and new member when they come, you membership they begin from when you come that in the party. But then when they will be where the party be asked out, who them be or expelled, or when they left the party, go from another party. That day when the convention say they will come back. And that day when the convention pronounced last year, February, and that day you membership they run if you interested for come. I hope I make myself clear. Yes.
Thank you very much. As members of parliament, we not ignore for answer the question of the toll gate. We don't hear many questions on that. But let me say this. In December of last year, when we did debate the 5% on rice, I think I like that today in almost all media houses. People were not interested in it at all. They turned a blind eye to them. This year, just about a month ago, I tell one colleague we won within our CSO, he said, I'm talking about the toll gate. I said, you kept quiet when I was talking about 170,000 kids when they stop for 6 hours. Because them people and they know they get kickback from them. But you get energy and say, we talk about the toll gate. This is what we did. The toll gate for we don't start March 1 of this year. When we come to acknowledge as members of parliament, we put a stop to them and say that we go through the right process. Meaning, if I go through parliament and they adhere to it, they send a kind of parliament, the committee on works handle the matter. Even though I was not a member of the committee, but I was there every other day. One of the things what we do as members of parliament, now for look at the 5 categories where at the time government will present say na will begin pay in March, and in that number 5 category you get almost 4 different trucks there where we at the number 5 category where they can very alarming. So from 6 tire truck to 16 tire truck for pay 16 and 700,000 old news. So we look at we call the drivers union, and for the very first time, let me say this on record, that all the decisions where we support as members of parliament of the APC were fully submitted to us by the drivers union. The drivers union come in the mediation table and tell we say, first of all, they get different categories of truck. Therefore, the thing say, for this category, now this amount of money they wanted them pay. For this category, now this money they wanted them pay. For this category, now this money they wanted them pay. Even at that one day, that also they on record, because most of what we do them here, we put up on record. The honorable member from Falaba, Janot Imam, doing it deliberately. And then at the Ministry of Works, they argue with the Minister of Works, say we should not go by what the transport owners they say no more. As members of parliament, we forget your independent view, and we propose for a reduction. We then Padawan they over 4 weeks. The drivers union say they will they represent, they are comfortable because we don't issue what we get. Now for the big motor, the way they transport the goods to the provinces. So the report was tabled. Again, when you look at the current trend of the economy, that is why I am happy where leader analyze the economy very well. At the time when you sign, when we as a government we enter into the toll gate agreement, the 4,000 leons was 61 cents of the dollar. Today, 4,000 leons is 16 cents. Because we had a poor management of real economy,
inflation is bad because we have a situation in which the dollar don't eat almost 200 and more %. And when you go to the original agreement text, it said when it go above just 10%. Nobody amongst we, in the rightful sense, will punish the people of Sierra Leone. But again, we don't have powers to say, and the numbers to say, no, enough of us. Remember, it comes from cabinet. But interesting thing happened at the toll gate. APC was in power. This toll gate was introduced. A price formula was put in place. Even when SFP became in power, they said that APC do one. When we signed the AMM agreement as APC passed the parliament, even when SFP be there, they said that APC do one. And this is why I am calling for fairness in the media and landscape of Sierra Leone. If you want to hold government accountable, no shame, talk and say SFP don't put out cheap. But this culture of saying APC in the parliament, so they don't talk nothing. Even when we talk, we don't get the numbers. So why do you want to blame us for something which is perpetrated by SFP themselves? It is unfair on us as members of parliament. When the people they do because they're afraid, well, so that the CID are going to be afraid. But before they blame SFP, they always come. Waiting the APC members of parliament they do. When we talk about the rest, what did the press do? I could buy not even 2 newspapers carrying that story. And the rest is more funny than even most of the issues that they force of blame for. Most of the things we carry in this country as APC opposition members are silent about, totally silent in the media. Now only yesterday we releasing stories of what happened and last week Tuesday. We are begging for collaboration. If we are to save our democracy, it also means saying the media need to come up and continuously support we strive as opposition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We know there are other questions, so write them, send them to me. I will forward them to the parliamentarians and the leadership. I now hand you over to the National Publicity Secretary for the closing comments. God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I get for hand now over to Parliament for giving the vote of thanks. But like again, that remind una say we get plenty MPs in Aya. This is an opportunity for una members of the 4th estate to engage them. We get MPs from all the regions in this country, so we can engage them on the activities and parliament and even their own districts and where they represent. And also members of the 4th estate will engage the Deputy National Publicity Secretary and the Deputy National Organizing Secretary after the press conference. They will see you now. Honorable Captain Zainab Tanrani will now give us some thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Publicity Secretary. The Deputy Chairman of the APC, members of Parliament, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I want to say a very big thank you to God Almighty we all Naya. And I want to say a very big thank you to the party leadership for giving the opportunity for all this press conference. Thank you, comrades. Thank you, all the media houses, both print, broadcast, and even the bloggers. Social media, I want to say thank you very much. One for a showdown of Parliament's commitment, and one for a showdown of the continued support we will never forget from us as members of Parliament. So we are with doors, with leaders and open. Whatever the question you get, ask us. We always ready to answer, and let me move here forward. Thank you very much and a lovely day.
After 3, we sing the victory song. 1, 2, 3. There is victory for us. There is victory for us. In the struggles of APC, there is victory for us. For us. Oh yeah. For us. Oh yeah. In MPs are around, members of the media, you are at liberty to conduct whatever amount of interviews you may wish to conduct. And the party is available with a plethora of members to attend your broadcast shows. So we are ready, looking forward to those calls. God bless us all.
Regionalism and concentrate on that area, that
As we come to an end of this particular press conference, we members of parliament who they represent the APC, they always attend one press conference with them at the very first day where they introduce this particular